and welcome back to the Destiny Global Facebook page. I am so excited to talk to you tonight. It is our success tip live right here on the Facebook page. And if you are new to the Facebook page, make sure you have liked it. There are so many free tidbits, informations. We have Coffee with Ken on Thursday. Every other week, we have a success tip with one of the trainers right here. And these are success tips that actually work to help you succeed. And so my name is Carmen. I am one of the trainers here at Destiny Global. And tonight we are going to be talking about how to create the life you want. And this is going to be a two-part. So this is going to be part one. And then in a couple weeks, we're going to have part two coming at you right here on the Facebook. That's why you want to make sure you've liked the page, because when you like it, it'll notify you when we're live with part two. And you're not going to want to miss part two. It's kind of like a sequel to a movie. Part one starts and then it ends and you're like, doggone it. You're left because you want the sequel. You want the part two. And so anyway, so how to create the life you want. Because think about it. Think about when you were younger and you had some goals, you had some dreams, you had some big yes, when I get older, when I become an adult, I'm going to be a whatever. In fact, right now, I want you to tell me in the comments, when you were younger, what was the first thing you ever wanted to be? My first thing I ever wanted to be was a veterinarian. I wanted to be a veterinarian. I've been an animal lover my whole life, and I wanted to help save animals. And then I eventually graduated. I wanted to be an attorney. My first year, I was pre-law at my first year of college. And anyway, so what were some things you wanted to be when you were younger? I would love to know in the comments what those were. And so we all start out with goals and dreams, right? And so, but what happens is through life, we go out and we start off, we're 16, we're 17, we're 18, we're like, yes, we have this vision, we have these goals of what we're gonna become. And then life hits us. And life hits hard. Have you ever noticed that? Like life will hit you like a ton of bricks. It will bring you to your knees. And if you're and all of a sudden we're like, wow, ouch, like, that freaking hurt. That left a mark. That scraped myself up. And what happens is through time, if we're not careful, we can start to push those dreams down. We can start to squash them. We can start to focus more on the pain of falling down than the pain of actually giving up on our dreams. Because believe it or not, both of them come with a pain. One's a short-term pain and one's a long-term pain. Short-term pain is going for your goals and getting knocked down, getting, failing, looking silly, looking stupid, looking dumb, whatever word you want to put on it. That's a short-term pain. A long-term pain is going to the graveyard with all these dreams, all these goals that have never been fulfilled. Settling for a mediocre life. Settling for a life less than what you were called to live. And so tonight, and how to create the life you want, part one, we're gonna be focusing in on vision. Vision, as 2021 is rounding out. In fact, we are in December, and in the spirit of December, I wore my Buddy the Elf, I know him, Santa, I know him shirt. I love the movie Elf. Anybody else love the movie Elf? It's just like one of those festive movies, just like Home Alone. It's like one of the, it's been etched in the Christmas Hall of Fame. And so, have you seen Elf? Anyway, if you haven't seen it, what planet, what rock are you living under? It's hilarious. Anyway, so as we round out 2021, and as we prepare to come into 2022, if you're somebody on here right now that's like, no, Carmen, I am done with the past. If you're ready to actually step into the future, if you're ready to make 2022 your best year yet, if you're ready to make all those past failures your education versus your limitation, did you hear me? If you're ready to make all your past failures your education versus your limitation, because we do one or the other. We either make them our education or we make them our limitation. And when we make them our limitation, that's where we stop even having a vision. We just settle for what life has thrown at us. But tonight, so if you're ready to make 2022 the best year yet, and you're ready to set the world on fire, and you're ready to not only set some have some big things you want to go for, but achieve them. This is going to be part 1. And we're going to start laying the foundation. Then when we get to part 2 in a couple weeks, we're going to actually talk about achieving the goals, like how to do that. And so tonight, we're going to talk about 4 things when it comes to vision over these next 15-ish minutes. So make sure to stay with me all the way till the end. By the way, if you're watching, make sure to stay engaged. Smash that like button. Give me some hearts. And Facebook Live world, that is like currency. So like I'm sitting here talking to you through a screen. I know you're watching, but the only way I know you're watching is when I see those little things pop up, the little hearts, the little likes, the little whatevers pop up on the sides. Oh, I see them. You guys are awesome. Yay. All right. So vision. The definition of vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. Okay? So the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination and or wisdom. Okay? So when you were younger, all those things that you told me you wanted to be, that was you using your imagination. I want to be a doctor. Some of you wanted to be the president of the United States. Some of you wanted to be an attorney. Some of you wanted to be a professional athlete. Some of you wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. You had to use your imagination to imagine what life was going to be like as a stay-at-home mom, as the president of the United States, as a professional athlete, right? And so it is also a mental image of what the future will or could be like. A mental image of what the future will or could be like. A vivid mental image of the future, okay? So having a vision is seeing what we can't physically see. It's a vivid mental image of what the future could or will be like. And so 2022, what is your vivid mental image of 2022? Because 2020, we're still in 2021. So 2022 is the future. It is the future. Tomorrow is the future. What is your vivid mental image of what 2022 is going to be? Because if you don't have an image, a vivid one, think about it. It doesn't say a foggy one. It doesn't say a transparent one. It doesn't say a kind of there one. It says a vivid image of the future. Vivid, life, full of life. You can see it. You can see it in your mind. So what is your vivid image of 2022? Tell me in the comments. What is your vivid? What do you see happening for yourself in 2022? Are you going to write a book? Are you going to lose weight? Are you going to pay off your debt? Are you going to take that long-awaited vacation with you and your spouse that you've been putting off? Are you going to start homeschooling your kids? Has that been something on your list for years? Are you going to clean out the garage? Are you going to, what? Are you going to go to Greece? Are you going to renew your vows? Are you going to ask your spouse, your girlfriend or boyfriend to marry you? What is your vivid mental image of 2022? All right. So vision, oh my goodness. We're only talking for like 15-ish minutes tonight, but honestly, we could do a whole mini class on vision, like just on vision, because that's how huge this topic is. Tonight is like some quick tips that you can start applying now to get you started. But vision, and we're going to be talking about this at First Steps to Success in January. Why? Because we have an event coming up that 3rd weekend in January. And it's so important that you start your year off with that vivid image of what you're going to accomplish. Because if you can't see it, you won't do it. If you can't see it, you won't do it. And so vision is so freaking important. And I hope tonight, while you're on here with me, that you're really locked in and you're not like, oh yeah, I've heard about vision before, because there's a difference between knowing and hearing. See, knowing is you can look at your life and your life is fruit of knowing it, right? I had heard about weight loss for a really long time. I had tried all different kinds of diets. I had heard. I didn't know weight loss because I was fluffy 8 years ago. I was 288 pounds. So I had heard, but I didn't know. I had heard, but I didn't know, all right? And so vision is vision actually gives us direction. Vision gives us direction to make our goals a reality. I'm going to repeat that. Vision gives us direction to make our goals a reality. Isn't that crazy? So if you have goals, how many of you have goals? Okay, you go ahead and heart me, like me. That's like you raising your hand on Facebook Live. You've got goals, right? And how many of you have ever set goals, or you've set New Year's resolutions, or you've set things in the past, I'm going to do this, and then it didn't happen, okay? So if vision gives us direction to make our goals a reality, what if we reverse that? Lack of vision causes us to fail. So vision gives us direction to make our goals a reality, and lack of vision gives us lack of direction and causes us to fail, okay? So it's one or the other. We either have a vision, of where we're going, or we don't. One is living by default, one is living by design. One is actually planning where we're going and how we're gonna get there, and one is just showing up and hoping for the best. Here I am, 2022, let's go. Don't know what you're doing or where you're going, but you're here. You showed up. You're excited. Showing up, excited is not, just showing up in itself is not going to get you there. Okay. All right. So vision actually controls and helps us make decisions, which creates our future. So vision helps us make decisions. When our vision is strong enough, when your vision is strong enough, there is not an obstacle on planet Earth that will stop you. There might be an obstacle that will slow you down, but there will not be an obstacle that can stop you when your vision is strong enough. So out of the 4 things that we're going to cover tonight, let's go ahead and get to number 1. Vision creates our habits. So when we have a strong vision, our vision creates our habits. Okay? And so if you look at your vision, like let's just say you have a vision to lose weight, all right? Let's just say you have a vision to lose weight. Well, there are certain habits that are going to take you away from your goal, and there's going to be certain habits that take you towards your goal. But when our vision is strong enough, we naturally create habits that align with our vision. If you're struggling with self-motivation, it's because your vision is not strong enough. It's because you lack vision. Because when you know where you're going is a done deal, self-motivation is not a problem. When you know where you're going and your vision is strong enough, you actually have another problem. And that's slow the frick down. Take a day of rest. Take a chill pill, buddy. That's the problem you have when you have enough vision. You have a problem slowing yourself down because you can see it and you want to get there and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Self-motivation is not an issue for those that have vision. Self-motivation is an issue, however, for those that don't have vision. Number 2, vision decides how we spend our time. So vision decides how we spend our time, okay? So if you have a vision to grow your business in 2022, if your vision is currently making, I don't know, let's say $2,000 a month, and you want to get it to a 6-figure income, which is $8,000 a month, okay? Then your vision is going to determine where you spend your time. If your vision is big enough, it's going to dictate where you're spending your time. Why? Because if you have a vision to make a 6-figure income, can you spend all your time on Facebook? No. Now, if you're spending time watching these success tips, that's actually wise because you're making an investment into yourself. But if you're just scrolling TikTok, if you're just scrolling YouTube, if you're just scrolling the gram or Facebook or whatever it is, just mindlessly, that doesn't get you to your goal. So when your vision is strong enough, it decides how you spend your time. If you're struggling with time management, it's because your vision isn't big enough. When I had a goal to build my business on 5 hours a week and homeschool my kids and do all the things, I had a vision. I didn't have time to sit down in the middle of the day and watch TV. I still don't. once in a great while, once every couple of months, I'll turn on the TV in the middle of the day. But most of the time, the TV never even comes on until the evening when my husband comes up from work. And we'll sit down and watch the show, or we'll watch something on TV together. Why? Because I have a vision for my life. I have a vision as for a parent. I have a vision for as a wife. I have a vision for myself as a businesswoman. I have a vision for this month we're in right now. I have a vision for the last month of the year and how I will end it. I also have a vision for 2022. It doesn't mean there aren't days where I'm like, man, it's raining. I just want to shut the drapes and turn on the TV and just lay there and watch Pretty Woman and Dirty Dancing and all those things. But when your vision is strong enough, your vision overrides self-motivation issues. Your vision overrides all the things that you think about doing but that don't line up with your goals. Okay? Now, with that being said, there's sometimes that my vision is to snuggle with my kids and to watch a movie and have some popcorn. So there's balance. Vision doesn't always mean that you're a workaholic and you never have any downtime. If you're a mom, no, your vision hopefully is at some point to spend some time with your kids. It's okay if that's watching a movie or doing whatever. So, all right. All right. Number 3, vision propels you past your obstacles. We talked about this one a little bit a couple minutes ago. Vision propels you past your obstacles. Listen, we live on this thing called planet Earth. We live on this thing called planet Earth. And we are not getting out of this life. We're not getting out of this life without some obstacles. We're not getting out of this life without having to overcome some things. How many of you have figured that out yet? Like, life's gonna throw you lemons. Life hits hard. And there's gonna be things we have to overcome. Because before any testimony is a test. Like, how bad do you really want the thing that you say that you want? How bad do you want to lose those 50 pounds? How bad do you want to build a 6-figure income? How bad do you want to grow your business? How bad do you want a passionate, hot marriage? How bad do you want to be a kick-butt, stay-at-home mom and an amazing entrepreneur businesswoman? How bad do you want those things? Because if you want the testimony, there's going to be a test. But when you have no vision, what happens is we get knocked down with every wave that comes at us. We get knocked back with every wave that comes in with the tide. We get knocked down very quickly. And what I'm going to tell you is that when you have a strong vision, you can already see yourself. You know obstacles are coming. You know you're going to get knocked down. But you already have the vision of getting back up. You already know tough times are ahead. Something's going to happen. Something's going to try to derail you. So you're already envisioning it in your brain, and you're envisioning yourself getting up. Therefore, you are never down. You are either up or you're getting back up. That's the power of vision. It's power of vision. There is not an obstacle on this planet that will keep you from your destiny and your goals if your vision is strong enough. You know, one of the ways that I went from a weight loss failure to losing 161 pounds in 13 months, going from a size 22 down to a size 2, was how did I overcome a decade of failing? That's a lot of failing. I had a lot of fear. I had a lot of doubt. I had a lot of inside voices going, yeah, right. You're the fluffy girl. You'll never make it. I had a lot of that running through my head. But it wasn't until I started to build that vision. And I started to say, if failure wasn't an option, where would I shop? What would my body look like? How would I dress? What would I do? If failure wasn't an option, what would my health look like? Because in those 13 months that I lost those 161 pounds, there were obstacles. There were lemons. There were things I had to overcome. But for the first time, the thing that was different is I started building my vision of where I was going. What was I going to wear to Christmas the following year? What was I going to wear on our next honeymoon with my husband? What was I going to wear on New Year's that next year? Where was I going to shop? What was my budget going to be for shopping when I reached my goal? For the first time, I had cultivated my vision, and my vision actually was stronger than any of the obstacles that came my way. And so if right now you're struggling and the obstacle is bigger than your vision, that's okay. It's where you're starting. But if you continue to grow that vision, eventually that vision will be bigger than even the biggest obstacle. Obstacles may slow you, but they will stop stopping you. Number 4, your vision grows as you feed it and as you cultivate it, okay? And I want you to hear me on this, because we have a lot of people walking around right now with this delusion or this fantasy that they're just waiting on the Lord to give them this vision. And there's nothing wrong with that per se, but let me tell you, vision doesn't start off as this fiery ball of unstoppable madness. That is not how vision starts. Vision starts as this tiny little pipsqueak. It starts as this passing thought in our mind. It starts off as this, oh wow, that would be amazing. And it's typically in the beginning followed up with doubt. Yeah, but could I really do that? Or yeah, but look at all those times you failed. So it starts off as this passing like, wow, that would be cool if. That's how it typically starts. Losing 161 pounds, give me a break. Do you know when that thought came into my brain, it was like, yeah, right, that would be amazing. Dang. But then there was, yeah, but Carmen, you're one of those big bone people. Even if that was possible, you wouldn't look good. You big boned, honey. All of the thoughts behind, after that. Vision starts off small. But as you continue to grow it, if you want to grow your business this year, you better be on every one of these success tips on Wednesday nights. Coffee with Ken's on Thursday. The first steps to success coming up in January 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It's going to be virtual, which means there's no excuse not to show up. You don't even have to travel. You can reserve the weekend, get your virtual ticket to the event, and we can connect through a screen in the studio. You'll be able to interact with us. It doesn't exactly feel like you're there, but the event staff does an amazing job bringing the event to you inside of your living room. There'll be watch parties all around the US. But if you have a goal to grow your business, that event is going to help you grow your vision. It's going to help you cultivate the vision. It's going to help you water the vision. But you've got to water the vision. Stop watering the weeds. You got to water where you're going, not where you've been. So if you want to grow your business and you've had some setbacks in 2021 or even in 2020, those are the weeds. If you keep focusing on what's went wrong, if you keep focusing on where you've messed up, if you keep focusing on what you haven't done, you're going to get more weeds. You're going to repeat more of the past. But if you start watering the roses, if you start watering where you're going and you start building your vision every single day like it is your job, like it's your job, then what you're going to see happen is you're going to see that vision turn into, not start off as, but turn into this fiery ball, this burning inferno that will get you to any goal that you have, no matter how big it seems, no matter how impossible it seems. Listen, I've had some pretty impossible goals, some goals that seemed like Mount freaking Everest. But what I know now is with vision, the secret weapon of vision, that to get there, all I've got to do is grow my vision, cultivate my vision. When I want to lose those 161 pounds, it was creating the Pinterest board of clothes that I would wear. Where would I shop? I talked to you about that. If your goal is to grow your business, what's the vision? When my goal was to build a 7-figure income, part of my vision was being at every event for that next year, whether it was virtual or in person. My vision was having 10 people with me at that event, 5 brand new, 5 other people, 10 people total. My goal was listening to 12 hours a week of things like the life map. Those are parts of my vision for getting to a 7-figure income. I don't know, I kind of surpassed the goal. I went from what I had done I made $1 million in the next 3 months. So we went from 720,000 in a year to $1 million in the next 3 months to over 9.1 million inside of 3 years. So the vision, oftentimes the vision, when you start growing it, surpasses even what you expected. My health vision was to go just to lose weight and get healthy. In 13 months, going from a size 22 to a size 2, I would have been happy with a size 6. I surpassed the vision that I originally had in my head. How many of you want that kind of problem where you do bigger, badder, better things? You surpass the vision of what you even started off with. You surpass your own wildest imagination. That is what's on the other side of this thing called vision. So let me know in the comments, those of you that already have your ticket to our January 1st Steps to Success. Again, it's January 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. I want to know who I'm going to be seeing there. And then I want to know who is committed to making 2022 your best year yet. So thank you so much for watching. We will see you in a couple weeks with another success tip, and make sure you're watching for part 2 of how to create the life you want to live. And I will see you in January 21st, 22nd, and 23rd at First Steps to Success. Thanks for watching. Bye.